About 6 years ago, I was sitting in my doctor's surgery, and he'd just had the results back of an x-ray on my lungs, and he said to me, "I'm sorry, Mr Moyler, but they found 3 dark patches on your lungs, and it doesn't look good." What had happened was, some weeks earlier, I'd been on the way home from a conference with my wife, and as I was driving home, I was getting these pains in my chest, and I found that I was getting more and more tired and exhausted, and I just found it really hard to drive, and my wife had to take over. And my doctor had put me on 2 different courses of antibiotics. Didn't solve anything, and he'd referred me to have this x-ray. Anyway, this led to my going to seeing a consultant at the hospital. Consultant took me through a whole series of different tests, scans, biopsy, and all during this time I was thinking to myself, you know, is this going to have a good outcome? How long am I going to live? If my life is cut short, what am I going to do with my life? Do I need to start making some plans? It was very difficult. I couldn't work much, so I emailed my friends and kept them up to date with all the news and asked people if they would pray for me. And I got some really encouraging responses to that. One day I found myself at hospital again. My consultant was going to make me have yet another test, which I was not looking forward to at all. But the amazing thing is, I did have an overriding sense of peace, and that peace, by the way, had carried me through that whole process. No matter how concerned I was and thinking through stuff and the pain I was suffering, this peace seemed to be a dominating feature of my life. I wasn't fearful. It's quite amazing. And in fact, at times I would get these moments of incredible, inexplicable joy when I suddenly feel very happy, and at times I'd just burst out into laughter. It was just quite amazing, and I can only put that down to the fact that people were praying for me. Anyway, there I am waiting for this next test. My consultant is talking to another person, and she eventually walks down to me. She says, "I've just been talking to a guy who's a visiting consultant, and he says that we should try this. We think you've got an anaerobic lung infection, which is a very rare thing. And if we put you on these 2 parallel antibiotics for 6 weeks, we reckon that could crack it." Anyway, 6 weeks later, I was well. This chance visit of this visiting consultant led to this conversation, which led me to a treatment for something that they still haven't diagnosed exactly what it was. But I think the key thing for me was that right from the start, I'd not tried to battle this on my own. I'd invited my friends to journey with me and pray with me, and God brought the outcome that we were all hoping for in the end, and I'm alive today.